We're here in beautiful Fairmount today at our whole house renovation, and Carl's going to explain what he's done to set the stage for a plaster half wall that runs throughout the whole house.
Hey there, how's it going? So I guess the first challenge with this staircase in a 150-year-old house is trying to figure out what walls are in plane with one another and which walls are parallel with one another. And that took about a half a day of searching around to find a few points that I could build from. One point was this drop beam up here that we ended up sistering. And then another point, which you can't see from here, is a CMU wall directly below this floor. And seeing that the staircase was really going to be the heart of the house and all the walls were going to lay out off of that, that kind of gave me a starting point. In order to do this job and have the trades on site, we couldn't tear everything out all at once. We had to kind of work from the top down.
The old stair was not here.
Exactly.
Right? And we can see a ghost of it here running from the third floor. So you're relocating the stair, and that's part of the challenge as well.
Exactly. Once we had that figured out, it was determining where in here was level. And first trying to locate where the stairs were going to land and making sure that you had a level beam for them to sit on.
And we covered some of that challenge in the last video where we talked about how you leveled the second floor.
Yep, and so that one was a big one. That was sagging about 1.5 inches, but it was also supporting the roof. So the second challenge in these stairs was supporting the roof, isolating it from this floor, and then jacking it up into level, and then supporting it. And everything started to lay out pretty nicely after we got to that point. They wanted this kind of plaster knee wall to kind of be just floating, not continuing all the way down. Sometimes we like to put 2x6s on our stringers anyway, just to stiffen them up.
Okay.
And we have this long span too, so.
This is a longer staircase than normal?
Yeah, it's a longer staircase than normal, and usually you would have some place to touch down in the middle to kind of take the bounce out of this. Okay. What we did was, we knew we were gonna put a 2x6 on there. We kind of figured we would have some kind of a skirt board in there so that the plaster would be protected when you were cleaning the steps. So it was kind of like a 2 birds, 1 stone, where we created a gap for 3/4 to slide a skirt board in there, in this spot here, and then stood that 2x6 off. And then we tried these new through lock bolts, which are just kind of like a ledger lock screw, but they have a cap on the end that catches it. Yep, so that pulled everything together. It stiffened that stringer up as much as you would want it to be stiff. So we got that staircase built. We got this staircase built. We still felt like there was a little bit of a bounce in there.
So I saw this interesting sculpture here. Explain.
This here, we kind of wanted to have we wanted to have our head height, our clearance, you know, a minimum of 6'8". I think we ended up with about 7 something.
Okay.
But yeah, we cantilevered that out, and then I've got some 2x top and bottom of that to kind of stiffen it up. And it's kind of like a little trestle to carry this. It takes some of the bounce out.
What did you call that again?
I think they're called through locks, and you don't have to pre-drill, so they go in pretty easily.
Okay.
So another thing that you encounter today with 2x12s is that you get checks in them. So the plywood that you pointed out are actually gussets that have been glued and screwed.
There were flaws in the wood there. We
just finished up this week the eyebrows of the staircase and tying them all together with these radiuses. And this is actually the last piece that went in on Friday. Originally, you were going to have this opening out here, and then the stairs were going to finish into this knee wall flat on.
Oh.
But if we did that, we would lose a lot of space over here. So we ended up keeping it back. And this was a detail that we kind of worked out last week. And then it also keeps it kind of free for your feet to pass by there. It's not something that's protruding into the space.
It's not a tripping hazard.
Right. So we knew we needed to get from this point, which was specified, to this point. Then we knew that it had to be a compound radius. The way we approached these compound radiuses was we set these cripple 2x4s in there and just ran them wild. And then we kind of pulled a piece of string down along the outside, and that got the angles roughly. And then after we did that, we knew that we needed to connect these points. So it's a compound angle, it's a compound radius. So we would scribe these pieces using a square or something to get those, and then we would use an angle grinder to fade the 2 points together.
And then the top of this looks like a piece of plywood with some kerfs in it.
Exactly. So we did 2 pieces a 1/2 inch, and this I think was our 3rd compound radius, and we really found the technique that we liked on the last go.
If that's always the way it works, right?
Yeah. And we leave them we leave a lot of space generously on either side. We soak them in wood or in water outside. Then we bring them back in, and this time we left the kerfs up on that piece and the kerfs down on that piece, and we troweled on some liquid nails.
So now it's rock hard.
Now it's rock hard. Yep.
And ultimately, this is going to get covered with plaster, right?
So we figured we had 1/8 of an inch to kind of tolerance to kind of to work around. Before we even started framing, we had a conversation just to see how they were going to do some of these corners
with the plaster people,
right? And what the tightest radius would be. And what we ended up doing is saying pretty early on, like, this is a hand troweled wire mesh kind of application. Okay. So that kind of freed us up on the design end with the rough framing to kind of like go with what we thought looked best.
Okay.
And so the last phase of these stairs, in the rough mode at least, is going to be, we'll determine what our ceiling height is going to be in here. And when that's determined, that's where all these radiuses are going to tie into the ceiling down here. Okay. So you'll have a radius going that way and a radius.
Well, it feels good walking up and down it. It's going to look amazing when it's done. And thank you for taking the time to walk us through how it's done.
For sure.